I'm Tool Dude Tony. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of How to Fix Shit 101. On today's episode, we're going to be installing these vents underneath the eaves of my 70s style house. It should be fun. Let me show you what we need to make this happen. Okay, first you're going to need is a drill. I like this big heavy duty drill with a 1/2 inch size chuck. This will allow me to use this 4-inch hole saw. I've got a portable screwdriver. Got a screwdriver bit. I like these extra long ones. Those that don't have a cordless drill, just use a regular screwdriver. Gonna need a pencil to mark out the space we're gonna do it, and of course a tape measure. And I'm gonna use this drill bit, so just a little 1/16 of an inch size bit to create pilot holes for these screws. Now I'm using these 6 by 3/4 zinc coated screws, and then of course the roof vent itself. Well, it's about 95 degrees and 95% humidity here on this mid-July day in Nebraska. Be sure you stay hydrated. I've got my favorite beverage of choice. It's water. All right, you're also going to need to be able to get into that eave area, and to do that, I've set up a ladder, a couple of ladders, and a plank. And we'll probably do it with just a single ladder. If you're just putting in one vent at a time, you just move your ladder down, down, down. All right, let's get started on that first vent. Here we go. We're going to put the vent right about here. First thing we need to do is measure the location for the vent itself. We need to find the center of the eave. Let's measure that. The eave is 20 inches. So I'm going to mark the space about 10 inches from the wall. And that'll help us. Mark it in a couple of places. Use the edge of your vent to mark a line between those. That will be the center line on which we'll drill. Let's go ahead and mark the middle here and the ends. All right, so we've marked it. We've marked it in the middle. We've marked the end points. Let's drill. Always wear safety goggles before doing any of this kind of stuff. Here we go. Brace yourself. Use gentle, easy pressure while you're doing this. Now, the next hole we want to place somewhere between the first hole and the edge, so that the edge of your drill bit doesn't go beyond the edge of where the vent will be. So I'm going to put this one right about here. This should be good. Do the same thing. That's that. One more. If you want, you can still drill in between them. You've got enough space. To complete the set. And neatness doesn't count with this one. You're just trying to make a big hole like this. All right, now next we're going to measure so that we get the vent in the right place. Not that the vent is exactly 8 inches. Half of that would be 4 inches. So let's mark the ceiling. We know that the eaves are 20 inches. Half of 20 is 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. So I think we want to go 6 inches out for the edge of this. So let's mark in 2 places. One at this end, 6 inches, and at the other end, that will tell us where then to mount. So you want to set it up so that the louvers are going towards the house and not towards the outside. So let's go ahead and drill. I've got my cordless drill set up for a pilot hole. Set this in place on our mark there. I like to do the middle one. Set a pilot hole. Pilot hole started. Now we switch to the bit. Put your bit in the screw. I like Phillips head screws, they're way easier to use. Screw in a hole. Tighten it up. Make sure that the edge of the vent is parallel with the lines that you just made. Put in the rest of the screws right there. Doesn't really matter. And that's it. That is how you install a vent in your eaves so that your roof can have adequate ventilation. This has been Tool Dude Tony for another episode on How to Fix Shit 101. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, check out my YouTube channel. Here it is, youtube.com/ToolDudeTony. I got a lot of other videos on how to fix other shit and cars and camping and you name it. Hey, and watch for my new series that'll be coming out soon called Tool Dude vs. Wild. Imagine that. Okay, here we go. Thank you, and as I say, if you're not fixing it yourself, you're paying somebody else to fix it, so get out there and fix something! Tool Dude, out of there. Now, when you're getting those circles out of the hole saw, hang on to these discs that you make. Just check this out. Now, if you get 3 of these, you do a couple of these, you just made yourself or your wife a set of coasters for Mother's Day. How about this? DIY, guys. DIY coasters, man. Give them to your wife. You'll love it. She'll love it. She'll love it. Maybe paint a peace sign on it if your wife's like freaky or something, you know? Or a vegetarian. They love peace signs. I don't know. Hey, look, hon. I made your coasters just like you like. And I even put a peace sign on them because I know how much you vegetarians love that stuff. Oh, man, perfect. All right. Happy Mother's Day!